Salute, salute. Salute to the internal spiritual most high. You know, trolls only God and your mama can love you. I told y'all, y'all always create my content for me. I told y'all, just leave me alone. But y'all always create my content for me. So, trolls definitely only God and your mama can love you. You know what I mean? And last but not least, y'all know one time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. I say, one time, yeah. I'm in a good mood, y'all. I had some good rest. Well needed, much needed rest, man. I woke up feeling empowered, y'all. Woke up feeling energetic. Woke up feeling like I can conquer the world right now, man. You know, I woke up feeling like I could possibly win this Iran war if I was in Iran. On Iran side. No, I'm just, yeah. I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How we doing? How we doing? I wait for you good peoples to get up in the building. You good melanated folks. You good patriotic white folks. Wait for y'all to get up in the building. Yeah. We ain't gonna deal with the racists. We're not gonna deal with the racists. Sometimes it's good just to have a conversation. We just want to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? We just want to have a conversation. That's all. Can we have a conversation? Man. Gosh. Can we all just get along? Can we all just simply just get along? Can we? Huh? Can we? Yeah, we got some more truths. We got some more truths, y'all. We got some more truths to expose. Yeah. We have some more truths, y'all. Some more truths. And it's funny because, you'll get trolls that come in here and, they want to make their accusations and their judgment and they want to leave the most racist comments. And then when you start hitting them with facts and cooking on them, then they want to try to report you and get you out of here. And y'all know I like to back up what I say. And I told y'all they had a certain girlfriend. You know what I mean? They had a certain girlfriend. And they keep this girl on the DL. So no matter who they with, you know what I'm saying? They always with the side chick. They come with a side chick, man. You know what I'm saying? So tonight we're going to expose their side chick. Tonight is the return of the black Charlie Jerks, y'all. Yeah, the self-proclaimed black Charlie Jerks. And you're looking at one half of them. Salute the brother in the cut. You know what I'm saying? He can't be here right now. That's the other half of the black Charlie Jerks. You know what I'm saying? But he's with his other half right now. So salute to him and his other half. But we still gonna hold it down. Yeah. This ain't Turning Point USA. This is Burning Joint USA. And over here, we tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna burn this joint down with nothing but the truth, man. We getting back into this thing tonight, man. We getting back into this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always want to expose us. Want to talk about the black folk. Want to talk about the uses. Can we talk about other peoples? You know what I'm saying? Can we address, listen, I just want to give y'all something else to be concerned about within your own community. Okay? I'm trying to help you guys out, okay? I'm trying to help you guys out, darn it. You know what I'm saying? Donate to that Cash App. We'll even get some kind of hotline going for you. You know what I'm saying? Some rehab even. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help some people. But I got to expose the side chick. You know what I'm saying? I got to expose the side piece tonight, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Tune in, y'all. This going to be a great episode of Self-Proclaimed Black Charlie Jerks. You know what I'm saying? Because in this racist kitchen, we going to tell y'all what they be cooking in their kitchen. Yeah. Oh, it's on tonight. It's popping tonight. FBA, stand up. FBA, stand up. You know what I'm saying? Stand up. Mars, if you in the building, you know what I'm saying? Salute to you. Salute to you. Oh, it's going to be a good one tonight. It's going to be a good one tonight. I be telling y'all to leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all. Y'all remember when DC Young Fly was on Wildin' Out with, what was the chick name? Azalea Banks. And she kept trying to go in on him, and DC was just like, man, he didn't want to do it to her. He was like, man, just leave me alone. Then finally he went in on her. Pressure bust pipes, man. You know what I'm saying? Pressure bust pipes. But I have fun, though. I have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the part where I tell you, good white folks, hey, I'm going to go ahead and invite you to the platform. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't did me no harm. I'm all right with you. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, other demographic of people, them racists, them neo-Nazis, yeah. Them type of people, them the type of people we straighten. You know what I'm saying? So good white folks, we ain't got no quarrel with you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But whew, we gonna cook tonight. We gonna cook tonight. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about the racists since they always want to draw attention to themselves. We gonna talk about the racist white people. We're not talking about the good white folks. We talking about the racist white people. You know what I'm saying? Your white Christian evangelicals, your white nationalists, your white neo-Nazis, your white supremacists. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about good white folks. We talking about those white people that run the government, that do things to all of us. They do it to the black folks and the white folks. You know what I mean? So, good white folks, we are not your enemy. Okay? We are not your enemy. Hey, even racist white folks, we are not your enemy either. We love everybody. We just want to get our point across. So tonight, we're going to be exposing the side chick. Okay? And these are very sad stories too. So shout out to Richard Taylor. Taylor House Publications. Hey, if you black, you definitely want to go over there and subscribe to that brother. Taylor House Publishing or Taylor House Publications, Richard Taylor on YouTube. If you black, you definitely want to go over there and subscribe to that brother. Honestly, that brother is doing work. Man, you definitely want to go over there and subscribe to that brother, man. And I want to say salute and rest in peace to the victims of these stories. Because while I'm sitting here saying, yeah, exposing their girlfriends, there were lives that were taken because of their passion for their side chicks. You know what I mean? The passion for their side chicks. So since they always want to come in our community and yell 1350 and say the most egregious, most nefarious, most racist things they could think of, and I figure it's time that we strike back. I figure it's time that we give them something in their community, even though they got the 2977. Let's give them something else to focus on in their community. All right? Let's go, y'all. And this story here is actually not too far away from me. Maybe an hour and a half away from me. 2 hours tops.
We've got an 8-year-old boy dead, a 10-year-old boy remaining in the hospital, both hit by a car outside their church in Winter Haven this week. Polk County Sheriff's Office says that suspected driver took off, but they got him. Arrested him last night. Fox 13's Kylie Jones was at her first court appearance this afternoon.
The church is asking everyone to pray for the families of both of those boys. The Polk County Sheriff's Office says that suspected driver, Victoria Johnson, has been on probation for DUI. In court today, she was heard making several comments during her first appearance. A memorial sits across from Faith Baptist Church in Winter Haven. What church staff tell us was supposed to be a celebratory event Wednesday night became a tragic scene.
It's just a horrific situation.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office says 8 and 10-year-old boys were at the church's event when they crossed Crystal Beach Road. They were called back, waited for a truck to pass, and when they crossed back over the road, were hit by an SUV. The 8-year-old, a student at Boswell Elementary, was killed. While deputies searched for the driver Thursday, they say 30-year-old Victoria Johnson called the sheriff's office to report her car stolen. When she was questioned, detectives say she admitted to driving in the area of the crash Wednesday night and said she might have hit someone. According to an affidavit, she also admitted to using meth before driving and then meeting up with a man named...
Oh, there goes that girlfriend. There go that girlfriend. I told y'all her first name Crystal, last name what? First name Crystal, last name what? Y'all just heard the last name. I told there go that side chick. They go that side chick. Maybe this what makes them do crazy things. Maybe this is the source of all the public mass unalivings. Maybe this is the source of them starting all these unwanted, unneeded military campaigns. Maybe this is what causes them to colonize. And maybe this is how they put the whole Bible together, y'all. Crystal was so good to them. You know what I'm saying? They was able to write a whole book in a day and just make it sound like it was like come on, the best fairy tale ever told. Best fairy tale ever told. Maybe. We definitely hope those victims survive. We definitely hope those victims make a speedy and full recovery. You know, they had nothing to do with your relationship with Crystal. They have nothing to do with your relationship with Crystal. And if you're not sure who Crystal is,
she also admitted to using meth before driving
that's
and then
her.
meeting up with a man named Corey Stewart. Later Thursday, deputies spotted Stewart driving Johnson's car with another woman. They tracked them to a home on State Road 60 in Lake Wales. They say they found front-end damage to Johnson's car, missing parts, and other evidence consistent with the crash.
Considering the nature of the charges and everything, I think it would be best.
I wasn't even in the car.
Ma'am, do not speak about the facts of your case right now.
During her first appearance Friday afternoon, Johnson was seen shaking her head as the judge read some of her charges.
She wasn't supposed to be driving, period. Her license was suspended as a result of the DUI conviction.
The sheriff's office says Johnson was arrested for a DUI back in November.
This was, in fact, a tragic, terrible accident. But upon my reading of the affidavit, it doesn't really seem that anything that she did to cause the accident.
In a statement, Faith Baptist Church said it's heartbroken, saying, quote, "Words cannot adequately express the sorrow felt by our congregation as we walk alongside these families during this devastating time." The judge set Johnson's bond at $100,000, but she will...
$100,000. 2 victims. She ran. She lied. She hid. $100,000, and she was already on probation, which means she violated with more charges. Only $100,000. Only $100,000, ladies and gentlemen. Whoo, Crystal got some bank, don't she? Crystal make them do some crazy things, boy. Crystal make them do some crazy things. Salute to you, Latressa. Is it Latressa? Yep, Latressa Montgomery. Salute to you.
Behind bars without bond on violation of probation related to that past DUI. The sheriff's office says that 10-year-old boy is still in the hospital and he suffered a number of broken bones, including a fractured skull. In Polk County, Kylie Jones, Fox 13 News.
That's Grady Judd, Polk County.
Find your perfect tax expert. Whatever your tax situation.
That's Grady Judd, Polk County. That is Grady Judd. That is Grady Judd. Grady Judd, that's going on in your county. That's going on in your county. All right. All right. So, we're exposing their girlfriends. You know, their side pieces. And I'm glad they're not in here to disturb this tonight. It's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. It's so serene. It's much needed. It's much needed. Well, the next story is very disturbing. It has something to do with, you know, their side piece again, their girlfriend, Crystal. Crystal just always seems to pop up. Crystal always seems to pop up. I believe that this is the source of their craziness. I believe that this is why they believe that there is more than 2 genders. Crystal makes them think some crazy things. I don't know. Crystal just really gets to their head for some reason. Listen, they might have stuck us with Becky, but they got Crystal, y'all. They got Crystal. They have Crystal. They might have stuck us with Becky, but they have Crystal, y'all. Let's go.
Will spend the rest of his life in prison for killing an 8-year-old boy. Will spend the rest of his life in prison for...
Taylor House Publishing. Salute to your brother, Richard Taylor. I've reached out to you a few times. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Y'all go subscribe to Richard Taylor. You know, Latressa, it's got to be Latressa, it's got to be the truth, Latressa. Like dog, they gave us Becky. Like Becky played out like in the 90s. Boy, Crystal keep them pumped. You know what I'm saying? Crystal keep them moving. Crystal keep them on some crazy stuff, man. Crystal keep them excited. Crystal keep them excited, man. I think this. I think they be done visited Crystal before they make some of these laws too. I think when we get pulled over by these officers done had a little visit with their side piece Crystal. You know what I mean? I think even when these CPS workers come to your house, they know they ain't got no kids, but for them to accurately play the part, maybe they visit Crystal too before they knock on your door. Crystal just seems to be, whew, man, whew. Boy, Becky ain't got nothing on Crystal. Becky ain't got, hell, I don't think the Karens got nothing on the Crystals. I don't think the Karens got anything on Crystal. But they won't tell the truth about their girlfriend. They won't tell the truth about their side piece. You know what I'm saying? I left home. Be with my side piece. My side piece. Yeah, they won't tell the truth. They won't tell the truth. Let's go. Brother Richard Taylor, Taylor House Publications.
Killing an 8-year-old boy in Florence County while the boy's family was on vacation. Public records revealed Charles Allen entered a guilty plea earlier today for murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. This all stems from a shooting back in May of 2022. Allen started randomly shooting at cars along Long Old River Road when bullets hit 8-year-old Aquarius Dunham and the boy's father. Dunham died at the hospital. A judge sentenced Allen to life in prison on that murder charge.
Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. You know, they're saying that this is a random shooting. Like he was just shooting at random cars, but I would beg to differ that this was probably a targeted racial attack. Nevertheless, he was just sentenced a couple of days ago for the crime that happened in 2022. Now, before I show you what he actually said at his bond hearing a few years back, let me play this video, which gives you some details about the incident when it first happened. Just watch.
Tonight, many questions remain after an 8-year-old boy was killed in what investigators say was a random shooting. WMBF News reporter Corinne McGrath joins us live now from the Florence County Law Enforcement Complex. So, Corinne, that accused gunman is locked up now, facing several charges, including murder.
Yes, Rachel, that's right. Deputies say that on Saturday, Charles Allen began shooting into moving cars down the road of the same street that he lived on, and an 8-year-old, Aquarius Dunham, and his father were both shot, and sadly, Dunham did not survive.
You know, words cannot express the depth of our sadness over this incident.
A Florence County Sheriff's Office spokesperson says deputies responded to multiple...
Florence County. Florence County. Y'all didn't know this was taking place? Y'all probably way too busy just over-profiling the black communities, huh? Huh? Y'all didn't know this was taking place? Y'all didn't know this type of things, that y'all had people like Crystal, hoochies like Crystal running around your towns? Huh? Little hoochies like Crystal? Little thugs? Huh? Crystal a thug? Yeah. You ain't know? Rest in peace to that 8-year-old, man. Like this. Rest in peace to that child, man. And condolences to his father. And you know, like this is the world we live in, y'all. This is the world we live in. This is definitely the world we live in, man. They just won't tell the truth, man. They won't tell the truth. But this is the world we live in. But yet they are so concerned about us, man. They tell us, just comply. Well, don't what the law say about Crystal. Just comply. The same thing the law say about them kids, and y'all just won't comply. The same thing is said about how you treat your women and you just won't comply. The same thing it tells you not to do to your pets and zoo animals and stuff like that, and y'all just won't comply. Now, y'all got it. Barry White wrote a song called Practice What You Preach. Now, at some point, y'all got to practice what you preach. Practice what you preach now. Don't just say it to us when it's us. You know what I'm saying? Quote it like the Ten Commandments when it's you. That's all I'm saying. Quote it like the Ten Commandments when it's you. Quote it. Y'all got black people around here getting pulled over. They got to quote Bible scriptures at the beginning of the traffic stop. They trying to find whatever empowerment they can to make sure they survive this traffic stop. And Lord, if I do get a ticket, I'll be happy to pay the ticket, Lord. At least I walk away with my life. Y'all around here. Listen, let's get into this.
Shots fired at moving vehicles on Saturday afternoon around 2 o'clock.
Deputies arrived at the scene. Suspect was not directly on the scene, and we were able to identify several victims, multiple vehicles that had been shot into. 2 victims were actually struck by bullets from the shooting.
Deputies say the 2 victims who were visiting from New Hampshire were rushed to an area hospital.
Sadly, an 8-year-old child wounded during the incident did not survive.
The coroner's office identified the child as Quarius Dunham. His father, who was driving the vehicle, was shot in the leg. He's expected to recover. The sheriff's office says 40-year-old Charles Allen has been charged with murder, attempted murder, discharging a firearm into an occupied vehicle, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. Detectives say they believe the gun Allen allegedly used was a rifle, but they don't know yet what kind. Allen is currently being held at the Florence County Detention Center, and law enforcement say that they are not sure of any motive at this time. In Florence County, Corinne McGrath, WMBF News.
So they're saying they're not sure of any motive. How about the motive of hate? Because this is, once again, the monster, 40-year-old at the time. Now he's 44 years old. And
he had Crystal in his system, y'all. He went and visited Crystal, and then next thing you know, this 8-year-old loses his life, and the father not only loses his son, but he's struck in the leg as well. Just randomly, he's just out here randomly just pew-pewing at moving cars, y'all. He visited Crystal. Crystal must be like the devil to them. Crystal always get them to do the craziest things. What's good, Boston? What's good, Boston? What's good, Boston Bill? And salute to you, brother, for the work you're doing and the lives that you're saving and for staying clean. And yeah, salute to you, brother. Salute to you, brother. Definitely. Big ups. Big ups. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you for exercising the God in you. I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? Keep up that good work, my man. And stay clean. Stay clean. You know, I don't even know if you should be in here tonight. I appreciate you being here, but we're talking about some of their girlfriends. First name Crystal. I think you could put the last name on her. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I am Trill. Thank you much. We're gonna go ahead and put I am Trill in the chat, y'all. We're gonna put Trill in the chat anytime that someone graciously gives, you know what I'm saying, out of kindness to support the cause and the message, research, you know, the live stream all together. We make sure that they're recognized, and we do that by putting their name in the chat. I just have to make sure I got this phone down, y'all, because this phone will come on, then I get a crazy echo. All right. Salute to you, Trill. Salute to you, Trill. All right, let's get into this, y'all.
This is our young deceased brother, Quavius Dunham, who was only 8 years old and never got a chance to reach any further than that. Today, he would have been 12 years old. Unfortunately, his father, who was also shot, he lived, but I can just imagine the pain and the hurt that he has still to deal with of being, losing a child. Now, they're saying that he was shooting in the woods down the street from his home. Police are saying, well, yeah, we already knew him. He has a history. They're already blaming it on, the meth, aspect. But I'm going to let you hear what he said at his bond hearing. A quote from Indisputable Dr. Richie show. He covered this, a while back, but this is what has been quoted of him saying at his bond hearing. And I'm using this video in fair use for literary and commentary purposes only.
During his bond hearing on Wednesday, Allen told the judge that he was the victim. He said, and I quote, "Can I say that I have been a victim here? Well over 2 years. Every device I have has been hacked. Every device. My cell phones, my TV. I can't even get a signal at my home to watch TV."
Crystal got in his head hard, man. Crystal was really talking to that brother, man. Crystal, boy, I don't know what Crystal be doing to y'all, but boy, Crystal be having y'all out of y'all minds, boy. Y'all please keep Crystal out the hood. You know what I'm saying? No, we good. We good. We already got Becky. We don't need Crystal. We already deal with Karens. We don't need Crystal. You know what I mean? We don't need Crystal. But I think it's time for y'all to look in that mirror. I think it's time for y'all to stop judging other people. Because we might like a little THC. You know what I'm saying? And really, really look at your own community. Really, really look at the detriment to your community. And it's becoming a detriment, and it's becoming, empty seats at the dinner table for the real victims. And here's just another perfect example of how they know that they can be dead wrong and still somehow there's no accountability, and they end up playing a victim. The victimizer always end up playing a victim. The oppressor always ends up trying to act oppressed. And I don't get it. It's an age-old act. But, this child lost his life. The father lost a child. The mother lost a child. We lost a young king, a young prince in our culture. All over Crystal. And instead of you showing some accountability, some type of sympathy, you tell the judge you're the victim. You tell the judge, boy, if Crystal ain't in their head, man, but goodness gracious, man. If Crystal, y'all know her last name, if Crystal is not tearing these people's heads up, man, I don't know what to tell you. Boy, Crystal, that's a hell of a side piece, ain't it? Huh? I remember when Rick James was like, Kokiana, that's a hell of a D-rub. Boy, Crystal, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Like there was some kind of jammer in the area. I have been a total victim for well over 2 years. And I said over and over, I did not want anyone to get hurt. This is not the first time I went and stole some stuff from the store just to see if there was still law and order. Okay, now I know some of you would say, whoa, wait a minute, this guy's obviously dealing with a mental health crisis. I don't buy it. I think this is the genesis of his.
He didn't buy it either. He stole it evidently. They just said that. But let's go, Dr. Richie. Let's go. Fair use and educational and commentary purposes, all that stuff y'all heard Brother Richard Taylor say. Yeah, YouTube, apply that here too. Apply that here too, YouTube. Apply that here too. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna stop it right there. As you heard, his quote, him going off on a rant, talking about he has been hacked, he has been surveilled. This ain't the first time he stole from the store. All of a sudden, he's crazy. He don't know, what's going on with all of his devices. He's the victim. And once again, I think that is as Dr. Ritchie said at the beginning of his defense, every time a white person does something, now they want to plead crazy. I just don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm the victim. But fortunately, it didn't work. He was pled guilty to 5 counts of attempted murder and 1 charge of murder. They said he shot at about 3 or 4 other cars. I wonder what was the racial demographic of those other cars that he hit. That would tell you right there whether it's random or this was targeted racism. Like he was in the woods.
I see what he did there. That was nice. That was nice. I see what he did there. He basically wants to know if the majority of the other victims were black. If this guy traveled to a black area, hid in the woods, and performed a race act. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's insinuating, which is it's a good perspective. It's a good perspective. Y'all, I really rock with this brother, man. He goes hard. I don't really agree with the whole biblical aspect of how he quotes scriptures and everything, but if that's his power source for him to do the good work that he's doing, I'm definitely not knocking this brother. Because this brother here, he has his story alone is powerful. The things that he's been through, you know, this brother has been to prison too. He'll tell you he was a hard-headed individual. He really turned his life around. This brother is really doing the work, and he is very, 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 he's iconic, man. He's iconic. This brother is going to do great things, man. So salute to Richard Taylor, man. Salute to Richard Taylor. Taylor House Publishing, man.
Picking off cars. The young boy got shot in the neck. Father got shot in the leg. But
the little boy took one to the neck and lost his life. And this guy goes to court. Crystal was probably stood in his head and tells the judge, tell the judge you're the victim. Man, y'all got to break up with Crystal, man. Y'all got to kick that hoe to the curb, man. Y'all got to tell Crystal, just look at Crystal and say, Crystal, it's over. It's over, Crystal. You know what I mean? You have to, man. You have to. Crystal didn't even cost him his life. It costed someone else their life. It's always at the expense of Crystal with these specific people, man. It's always at the expense of their side chick. Always, man. But they won't talk about the things within their own community. When it comes to us, though, they've got everything to say. They've got everything to say. I think we can call that white on white crime too, right, Crystal? And plus, you know, yeah, y'all get it, white on white crime. I think we can. I think we can. I think we should. They all come with the hunter biting gene, y'all. The hunter biting gene, and still can't be accountable, even when it's a life that's taken. In the other story, we heard of the kid with multiple broken bones and a skull fracture. We're praying that he makes it. That happened in Winter Haven, Polk County. Grady Judd. Grady Judd is all on here, you know, wearing all these D-Boys chains from all these you know what I'm saying, from all the busts that he's doing. He's got on the drip. And you're having fun making up these little press conferences. But why don't we hear you addressing Crystal and the white community with things like this going on? You know, why don't we hear him making fun of this and addressing that? And if you watch Grady Judd is always, he's one of the most entertaining, bigoted sheriffs you'll ever meet. And at one point, you know, I actually admired the work he did because he was entertaining. Then I started noticing Grady Judd has a selected perspective. You know, he has a selected perspective. When I saw Grady Judd wearing like all the gold necklaces and bracelets and all of that and making fun of the black people, but you have this going on in your community, Grady Judd. And Grady Judd, your name isn't squeaky clean. I ran into a brother too who had lost his brother, and he said that your people, your force unalived his brother. You know, so you've got some blood on your hands up there. You're going through some unlawful acts of unaliving people too, while pulling people over or maybe executing warrants. But why aren't you talking about Crystal? Why don't you have police, these same white police you have in these black neighborhoods? You know, why don't you have those white police patrolling their white counterparts a little bit more? And you could have saved this guy from being sucked in by Crystal. Huh? You know Crystal is very violent. You know Crystal. You know it. That's domestic. She's very domestic. She believes in domestic violence. And you want me to swoop in and save your own kind. You know Crystal is in your community. Okay, we know how to deal with Becky in our community. We can deal with Karen in our community. But y'all can't deal with Crystal, and you still can't be accountable. And you still can't be accountable. And it's not even costing you your life. It's costing others their life.
This is the just random evil.
Y'all know Crystal last name Meth. Come on, y'all know Crystal last name Meth. You know what I'm saying? She lives right next door to Al, middle name Cole, last name Harlett. You know, alcoholic. Yeah, y'all know Crystal last name Meth and Al. Crystal and Al go hand in hand. You know what I mean? With these demographic of people in reference.
A certain group of people who sometimes target another group of people only because they exist. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings.
All right. All right. I mean, I keep telling y'all, they got to deal with their problems. Y'all been hearing me joke a little bit here lately in the live stream, and I talk about their girlfriend named Crystal. But I never really addressed it. So tonight I'm addressing it. And I hope, you know, that they do what Charlie Kirk should have done, that they stop attacking our community and stop talking noise about our community and showing up in our neighborhoods, addressing black on black crime and giving their whitewash narratives. And they actually take time to sit down in their own community. Just pivot and save your own lives. Address your own issues. Be accountable for your own flaws. Because every culture has a flaw. Every culture has bad apples, bad fruit. There are so many other things for y'all to be worried about other than worried about being racist all the time, 24 hours a day. If you're really that racist, why aren't you out here saving your own people's lives, man? Preserve your people, man. Get them off of this stuff. Get them the help that they need. Y'all got all kind of hotlines for addictions. Get them the help that they need. Didn't Joe Biden say he didn't care if our families were on drugs or if they had mental health problems or if they come from poverty? He just wanted us off the streets because he didn't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle of disparity. Didn't he say all of that before he passed that crime bill when he was just a senator? Turns out it's you and not us. Address your own issues. That's all we're trying to get you to do. And we tell you to mind your business. This is a good way to mind your business. Focus on what you have going. Focus on what you have going. Numbers keep going up. Good job. Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. But focus on what you have going. We all have something within our community that we can address and fix. But for some reason, you stay fixated on what we have going on solely, in totality. And that's always been a mystery to me. How do y'all have so much time to focus on what's going on in the black community, and you're able to take your eyes off on what you're doing in the white community, in your very own communities? But you could be so focused on what we have going on here, as if you have nothing to fix within your own region. Make that make sense. And then the first thing you want to do is come on here and be racist. Maybe that's why y'all are racist first thing in the morning, because y'all don't went and saw Crystal first thing in the morning. Maybe we're on to something here. Maybe we're on to something. Maybe we're on to something. That's all I'm saying. It don't take racism. It just takes us coming together as a people. It takes a certain demographic of people minding their damn business. But they don't know how to do that. If they knew how to do that, then we wouldn't be paying what we're paying at the pump right now for gas. Y'all can't tell me it's not uncomfortable for you. This is not going away anytime soon. Iran is not spending a lot of money in its military campaign, but this country is. Who is it going to affect, y'all? Who is it going to affect? In the end, who is it going to affect? Everyone. But you got time to focus on racism. You got time to come in here and troll and just spread your whitewash narratives and your white neo-Nazi campaigns, right? So many other things to be worried about within your own community. But let's go. I'm not done with you. I'm not done with you, y'all. Because listen, we need to make people aware of Crystal, man. We need to make people aware of Crystal. You know what I mean? I thought they were just hiding a rainbow in the closet. Maybe Crystal is responsible for that too. I don't know. But that rainbow runs rampant in their community too. They should address that. They should address Crystal. They should address the 2977 factor. While white men, middle-aged white men, make up 29% of their population, but 77% of all child charges and S crimes committed in this country, even against animals, women, children, and animals. 2977, which is bigger than their inflated 1350. But these are the things that we need to learn how to address. So yes, when they come in here, you're throwing that racism at me, whether I have white friends or not, I'm going to protect my black. I'm going to go right back at you. Right back at you. If my white friends don't understand that, then they weren't friends to begin with. They weren't friends to begin with. These are the very people that we can't even mention reparations around, and they turn on you. But they're not turning on Crystal. They're not turning on Agent Orange that's out there getting their babies unalived in a military campaign that has nothing to do with any of us. I don't care what your color is here in this country. It has nothing to do with any of us. Any of us. Let's get into it. This is Roca News on YouTube. ROCA News.
Evansville, Indiana seems like any small blue-collar city. Behind the scenes, though, is a dark truth.
Methamphetamine in Cheeto bags, marking the largest seizure in years.
That if you're buying meth, if you're selling meth, if you're cooking meth, you're going to get arrested in the city of Evansville.
This is the meth capital of America.
It's on every block.
They were bringing large quantities of fentanyl and meth from Mexico to Evansville.
There's a lot of meth, a lot of people using meth around here, but the thing is, most people around here ain't got money to pay for it.
We wanted to know what it was like there and how it became that, and ended up meeting a man who would teach us what this country is really about.
My name is Critter. Critter, this little Kentucky fan. Around here, it's Crittersville.
Within minutes of...
See, this war on D-Rugs, black family, FBA family, it has very little to do with us. We just knew how to capitalize and make a little commerce off of it. But the actual war, the actual people that Donald Trump is trying to save while he's blowing up those Venezuela boats and attacking those Venezuela boats in all these other countries, is to save his own people. He knows the truth the same way we know the truth. He sees the numbers. He sees the numbers. Trust me. He sees the numbers. He knows. He knows. It's to save their people. But we suffer mass incarceration for that. We wear that profile as well. For them. For them. We wear mass incarceration. They get hotlines. Figure it out, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I was going to expose it. Come on now. Come on now. You don't see us in these videos. You don't see us. And he always talk about how Mexico is bringing in the D-rugs, right? And he'll only mention the Fetty. Y'all know what I mean by the Fetty Wap. He'll only mention that. He won't talk about Crystal. He won't talk about Crystal. But they rake in body bags. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there's a high number of body bags per day of these people overdosing. Okay? Crystal just was too much for him. Crystal took him out. I told y'all she believed in domestic violence. You know what I'm saying? Crystal last name Meth, y'all. Crystal last name Meth. Let's go.
Getting to the city, we learned of two major issues: drugs and crime.
What's life like in Evansville?
I mean, there really ain't much to do, man. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, everybody's on drugs and shit, you know what I mean? That's basically what it is around here, you know what I mean? It's all heroin, fentanyl, you know what I mean?
Is there work? Are there jobs?
There's jobs, you know what I mean? But if you're a felon, you know what I'm saying, it's hard to get a job. A lot of people don't want to put in the work for it. A lot of crime.
Oh, stop playing victim. Cry baby. Stop playing victim. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get off the D-rugs. That's what they scream at us, right? I tell y'all all the time, no one has worked as hard in this country since the beginning of time, and globally since the beginning of time, than black people, than melanin people, than black and brown. If it wasn't for us, there'd be nothing here. Absolutely nothing here. Look at this guy, able-bodied. What y'all say about taxpayers' dollars and stuff? Are y'all gonna hurl those same insults at this loser, at this thug? Are you gonna hurl those same insults, those same sentiments at this loser, at this thug who said there's nothing else to do? Who says there's nothing else to do? Who looks like he's fresh out of the caves? Look at that beard. He looks like the Geico caveman. Look at him. There's nothing better to do. How about you get yourself clean? How about you get yourself clean? You know what I mean? How about you get yourself clean? Did he say he had felonies? Don't y'all pick at us and say, oh, is that your jail cell, boy? See, I told y'all was arrested and convicted more than we were. See? I told you. Y'all not gonna echo that same sentiment to your counterparts? You're not gonna talk to your people? I told you, y'all can sit down and have a talk with y'all people, man. Y'all over here, all in our business. You don't know how to mind your business. If you know how to mind your business, this brother probably wouldn't have no felonies. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be back and forth with Crystal. You know what I'm saying? Crystal whooping it. You know what I'm saying? Crystal tearing that left hook, right hook. You know what I'm saying? Tearing him up. Right, left, jab, jab. Tearing him up. You know what I'm saying? Tearing him up. But y'all won't talk about that. Why? Tell me why. But y'all over here in our business and you got time to be racist. Y'all could really be saving your own people's lives, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be getting this stuff out of your neighborhoods, man. You know, we dealt with the CIA in the 80s, pulling up and dropping off all this stuff in the hood. And, well, just like chitlins, black folks found a way to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? They found a way to cook chitlins and they found a way to cook other things and make money off of it. But it wasn't us who were actually the biggest consumers. It was you. It was you. It was the Hunter Biden gene having people. Yes. Yes. Let's get into this, y'all.
A lot of crime, you know what I'm saying? From about right here where you're at on the east side, all the way south, it's all crime.
Drug stuff?
All drugs. And you got robberies, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's shootings every night. I mean, the news won't bring that up. They don't talk about that stuff. The further south you go, you know what I mean, it's...
The news don't bring that up. They don't talk about that type of stuff. He just said the news don't bring that up. They don't talk about that type of stuff. You're right. Because your police are in our neighborhoods and they're too busy talking about us, showing mugshots of us, and showing you guys in your graduation outfits and everything when something happens to you. They're too busy over here profiling us. Put some of those cops over there in your own neighborhood. Let them police the people who look like them, save the people who look like them, the same way they have immunity on the people who look like them when they enter their courtrooms. Go save those people before they even hit the courtrooms. But the mainstream media is not talking about that because they have one agenda: to hate the blacks, to profile the blacks, to make us look like we're the worst thing ever created, to make us look like we're the worst of humanity, when they actually know that it's them, by far, by far, by far.
You're gonna have trouble. So we went to the south side, which happened to be where they found the Cheeto meth 6 months ago. We wanted to talk to the people who lived where that happened. While talking to someone on the street here, a man covered in tattoos came out of the house and told us to leave immediately.
Hey, what you got there? Yeah, I'm in all the videos. We got people that's trying to say one thing or another. Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know the problem, guys.
He showed up at the wrong time, boy. They was in the kitchen right then. They was in the kitchen with Crystal right then. Yeah. They was in the, him and Crystal was in the kitchen cooking, y'all. Yeah. Let's go.
That was the single most frightening fucking experience of my entire life. Did you see those guys? Holy shit. We later learned that biker gangs have been accused of trafficking meth through here.
See?
We kept exploring the city. As we did, we heard about the toll meth and crime had taken.
I've been over here about a year.
So about a year? How's it been?
You don't see us. Look. Are y'all going to echo those same sentiments? 400-year head start. No wonder you can't afford to pay reparations. You know? No wonder you can't afford to pay reparations. 400-year head start. And look. Look. Why ain't he a Christian? Why ain't Jesus saving him? Why ain't his family members picking him up off the block, cleaning him up, putting him in rehab where he needs to go? Where's your love for your own? Or y'all just love to be racist, huh? Y'all just love to be racist. Where's your love for your own people? Where's your love for your own people? Or y'all just love to be racist? Which one is it? Are y'all that selfish that you don't even care about your own? You don't even care about your own? See, there were so many other things Steven Crowder and Charlie Kirk could have been talking about, but no, they wanted to target us. So we're going to target y'all in return, but we're going to tell the truth about it. We're going to tell the truth about it. Again, this ain't Turning Point USA. This is Burning Joint USA. And we're going to burn this joint down. You know what I mean? The self-proclaimed Black Charlie Jerks. This is what we do. This is what we do. We never started, but we always finish it. I say FBA, we never started, but we always finish it. Let's go.
Trouble?
In what way?
Drugs? Meth.
So in a neighborhood like this, like what share of the people do you think are on meth?
You're on the south side. It's on every block. When you go to an apartment complex, out of 180 apartments, at least 90 of the apartment buildings got drugs in them.
Wow.
My first time trying meth, I was 26. I think I went like 3 years smoking it, and then I went like 5, 6 years being sober on that, and no, say about 10 years sober. Not bad.
So it's been decades of you battling this, going back and forth.
But now I don't have to battle no more because I got the Lord on my side. I spent 21 days in rehab. And when the whole time when I was in there, it got me thinking whether I wanted to keep living the way I was before I got sent to rehab, or go to rehab and get straightened up and live out to be a free man.
Why do you think so many people in this part of the country turn to meth specifically? Like there's a lot of different drugs all over the state, all over the country, right?
He might have broke up with Crystal, but that brother's still slurring. He on something. Him and Al might be hanging out. And don't tell me y'all don't know who Al is. Okay? Don't tell me y'all don't know who Al is. Yeah, they love to hate. They love to hate. Simi says, what do you think about did America now return to something? I don't want to get into that respectfully. I don't like to like switch topics like that and give my opinion on things that I Someone said they are thrown there under the bus to make the illusion for us to think all is fair and equal. I said that's one terrible illusion. They could have did better than that. You know what I'm saying? They could have did better than that. They could have done better than that if they were trying to create an illusion. They needed the very people who wrote the Bible if they wanted to create a damn perfect illusion. That's all the Bible is itself. You know, these people's lives are a whole illusion. They can't own up to what they do, but they're quick to point the finger at other ethnic groups as if it's those other ethnic groups. It's not those other ethnic groups. It's you. And it's you having the inability to actually point the finger at yourself and say, hey, it's time for me to make a difference. It's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to admit the truth. And almost instantaneously, this world can and will become a better place just with a little, you know what I'm saying, admission of guilt. You know what I mean? You can disagree all day with the Bible. You can disagree if you're listen, I'm not even gonna have that discussion. I've had that discussion too much. You know what I mean? If you want to stay indoctrinated, you stay indoctrinated. You cannot change the facts of the Bible. You cannot change the facts that Jesus was written into law as a divine entity by Constantine in 325 AD. You can't refute that. The first council of Nicaea, 325 AD, with Arius, what is his name, Arius of Alexandria, you can't refute it. So if you want to stay indoctrinated, stay indoctrinated. Just don't spread that BS on our people. I won't even date a Christian woman. I'll date a spiritual woman. I'll date a conscious woman. If her profile say Christian, God-fearing, God-loving, all that indoctrinated stuff, zoop, I swipe left. No. And you can hurt the strength of the movement by holding on to colonization. How can you be in here, Sammy, agreeing to all of the things that they do wrong, white supremacy and everything, but you're still holding on to their religion? So if that's the third time you heard of that meeting today, then maybe you need to do some research before you come on here and say you disagree about the Bible. Do some research. You think we just gonna take to the internet just to, come on, brother. Come on, man. Once you know better, you do better. You think we just gonna take to the internet and give you mistruths? That crap was created. And let me give you something else. On the side of your Bible, it probably says King James Version. Not only was King James, not only did he have homosexual tendencies, but King James also wrote a book called Demonology. How to summon demons, how to call on demons. Look it up, it's on Amazon for sale right now. And what are you doing when you're in church? Summoning demons, calling on demons. They know where their best money makers lie. They made God a brand, just like Jordan is a brand, just like Gucci is a brand, just like Karl Kani is a brand. They made God a brand. They know how to make money off of it.
But here, meth seems to be a big issue. Why do you think that is?
It keeps people up. It makes their sex drive bigger. All it takes is one hit and it's over with. You're hooked. I'm thankful that I don't have to do it no more. And I don't have to go down the street every day.
Ooh, he say Crystal got a Mike Tyson hook. He say all it takes is one hit and it's over with. Boy, I told you, Crystal is in them HOAs and on trailer parks and on suburbs, throwing them right hook, left hook, Mike Tyson hooks at them, boy. They over there with the Bud, Crystal over there with the Bud Crawford hands, boy. Crystal over there with the Bud Crawford hands, boy. Crystal hit them one time, they hook. You know what I'm saying? She hitting them with none but hooks. You know what I mean? Some people would never see this level of ignorance if you didn't show it. Hey, they always want to expose us. I told them to mind their business. This didn't even have to happen. This didn't have to happen. I could have been simply minding my business and addressing what we need to fix in our culture. But since they feel so entitled and so privileged and they don't know when to keep their mouth closed about things that don't concern them and they want to be in control of every damn thing, well, you need to get in control of Crystal. You need to control that hoe. Crystal is off the chain. Crystal is off the chain. Over here, I won't even date a black girl named Crystal. Boy, y'all just letting Crystal destroy y'all whole community. Crystal destroying y'all whole lives. Crystal and Al. Crystal and Al. Goodness gracious, man.
Hey, morning, there's a cop behind me wanting to pull me over or anything like that. I don't have to live like that no more. I don't have to be on the run no more because I was on the run for 2 months before he even caught me.
Look, he's slurring and mumbling right now. He on something. I ain't fully convinced that he done separated from Crystal, y'all. Nah. Then the same clothes he had on a week ago. Last time he saw Crystal, I'm sure. You'll say that in front of the camera. But nah, pimping. We got Crystal DNA on that shirt, I bet you. I bet you. Yeah, that he's still on something. That brother not even talking right. He mumbling and slurring. He lying. Ever since he got saved. Saved from what? You ain't get saved from Crystal.
What
was that like?
What was it like? It wasn't easy. Dodging there.
Does he look like he was saved from Crystal? Do he look like he was saved from Crystal? You mean to tell me he was blessed to be saved from Crystal, but he wasn't blessed with a bar of soap? He wasn't blessed with clean clothes. He don't even look the clean part. How can you say you clean and you don't even look clean? He dirty. He dirty. He dirty. That's what it is. He dirty.
Every corner, afraid to come out of the house. As long as I ran, the worst that would have been on me. I feel better because if I would stayed on meth, no telling where I'd be at. I could have been in prison, 6 feet under.
You think a lot of people just judge people like you without actually getting to know you, talk to you like that?
Well, yeah, sometimes it happens that way, but I mean, I don't let that bother me because there ain't but one person that can judge me, and he's above me right now. They can't send me to a cross. I mean, that's why he died for me.
He died for you, for your sin, but you can still sin, and you have to repent for your sins. So did he die in vain? Christians, y'all need to get that lie together. I swear, y'all got to get that lie. Y'all got to do that a little bit better than that. You know what I'm saying? King Fire. You know what I'm saying? King Fire. Y'all got to get that lie a little bit better than that, though. He just said Jesus died for him, died for his sins. But yet, y'all have to repent every day for your sins. And Jesus already died for everybody's sins. So why are you still repenting and why are you still able to sin? Y'all don't ask enough questions. Y'all be in church. Y'all just be ready to give pastor them money orders and them what do you call it? Zen, your Zelles and Venmos and your Cash Apps, and you give them your social security number. You give them your address. You can go please your wife while you away at work. Pastor's got it made, man. I'm in the wrong line of business. I really should have opened a church. I should have opened a church. That's what I should have done, man. I'm in the wrong line of business. I should have opened a church. 3 days and 3 nights, my tale. How the hell y'all finding dinosaur fossils and y'all can't find none of these biblical ancestors, no graves, no tombs, no bones, no nothing. You can't find no mantle, no staff. You can't find nothing. But y'all can find dinosaur bones. Y'all can find statues. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can find everything written on caves. But y'all can't find nothing related to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't find nothing related to Jesus, Adam, Eve, Moses, Ruth. Nobody. What the proof? Point to a grave site. Find a footstep. You turned a whole town into a pillar of salt. Please take me to the town. I want to see the pillar of salt. Huh? I want to see the pillar of salt. Sammy, don't do that. Sammy, don't do that, Sammy. Hey, you about to lose your moderator badge because you're not going to push that message. You can believe what you want to believe, but you're not going to push that message as a moderator. You're not going to damage my people, Sammy. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to damage my people. It's not in Africa. You are colonized. You are colonized, my man. You are colonized. You are colonized. You're not going to push that message. That's the very message that's destroying our people right now. How can you and your oppressor have the same God? As much slavery runs through that Bible, as much proof, documents, evidence. They say there's no argument without evidence. And we got history on our side as evidence for the argument. And you went from being a physical slave to a mental religious slave. They still got mind control over you, brother. You ain't ready. You're not ready. This is what's weakening the black community right here. They got y'all waiting to die and got you convinced that you're going to live when you die rather than living while you're living, because when you're dead and gone, you wish that person was alive again so you could hug them one more time. They don't even believe in the BS that they giving y'all. You know what I'm saying? They don't even believe in the religion that they got y'all believing in, but as long as it controls the N-words, who cares? That's how they feel about it. As long as it controls the N-words, who cares? As long as they can make money off of it, who cares? Look around you. Look at what all these people are doing in every nation right now. And you mean to tell me that's Christian-like? That's Christ-like? You tell me why colonization, racism, Christianity, and all that has always ran together. All of it arrived at the same damn time. It's always ran together. King Fire say mofos don't need education. They need reprogramming and re-education. Yeah, some people you can't help. Some people you can't help. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Dougie says, God gave me common sense. Man gave me a book. I'ma use what game gave me. Exactly. If y'all ain't waking up from that sleeping slumber now, they got y'all right where they want y'all, and you are a detriment to the walk, brother. You are a detriment to the walk. You just let me know that if it's time to swing back, you gonna turn the other cheek. They unalive your people, you gonna take to the pulpit and you gonna forgive them. You know what I mean? You wanna forgive them. This ain't no, we done been forgiving too damn long. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel you, Dougie. We done been forgiving too damn long. When you keep forgiving people, you're condoning their behavior because you're not presenting any punishment or any prosecution for their behavior. That's why they have a hard time being held accountable, because they've always faced these immunities. They've always had this privilege, this entitlement. And Sammy, that right there that you're wrapped up in, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's going to be a problem. You worried about your daddy in the sky disliking you for your actions. But that same daddy in the sky supposed to be judging these evildoers for their actions too. They don't seem to have the same fear of the same God that you have. But they introduced that God to you. Make that make sense. They don't seem to have that. Does it look like they had that fear when they unalived 150-something girls? Maybe 170-something? The numbers keep changing in Iran, that school? Huh? Do it look like they had any sympathy or any God in them with all the stuff they done did in the Epstein files that they covering up? Huh? Do it sound like they have any sympathy or empathy or any God in them, knowing that they won't give nobody black globally reparations? But we have history. They illegally classified us and put things on our birth certificates that they should not have put there. That birth certificate is a legal binding document. You can't sign it the way they are signing it. It's supposed to say indigenous. And if it doesn't say indigenous, it's fraudulent. So there's all types of copper-colored people like us filing lawsuits against the federal government right now. But no, you just gonna forgive them, turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? Yep, King Fire just said it. Turn the other cheek, next they gonna want your ass cheeks. And they started that too. They started that too. They started that too. But hey, simmy, do your thing. Do your thing. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, the chain, the hair, this is a full look right here. Yeah, this is all natural, man. People pay to get this stuff done, but this is how my...
And look how they seem to emulate us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. They hate us, but who are they emulating? Look at this. See, you have to expose them. I told you, I'm going to put a mirror in front of them and show them their reflection. I love everyone. But before you try to come over here and slander us, take a look in your own community. That is my message. It's not a message of hate and division and all of that. It's a message saying, take a look at, before you come over here trying to sweep in front of our front door, clean your own house. You can't throw stones in a glass house, homie. We all got something we need to work on. Y'all need to work on trying to be us. Be yourself. You've tried to be everyone. Be yourself. Be yourself. You know, be who you are. We can't help but be who we are. We're the indigenous. We're foundational Black Americans. No matter where we go, we're indigenous to the land. You can't say that, and you've never rendered that respect. The earth doesn't even respect you for what you've done to it. The earth doesn't even respect you. So it's time to make some changes. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Support the message. Support the content. You know? Support the message. Support the content. I do this for a living. I do this for a living. We do accept donations, contributions, super chats, super gifts, cash apps. We accept that. It's needed. I'm burning 5 lights right here, just sitting here talking to y'all for hours. You know what I mean? I watched a real good video on Instagram. And here's what people aren't, you know, here's what religious people aren't figuring out too, right? We've been telling everyone that the Bible is partly based on astrology as well. And I've been proving that, all right? And I've shown people how we're in the age of Pisces, which is why you always see the fish symbol on the back of people's cars and it says Jesus. Jesus taught people how to fish. They were fishermen. They were fishers of men. And it's a fish symbol. This is how you know we're moving into the age of Aquarius. You see Iran and I say IHOP. Okay? Y'all know what I mean. I'm not going to, I like my platform. I'm not going to talk about that community. So we code it IHOP. You know what I'm saying? We code it. When you see those two countries battling, it's out with the old and in with the new, y'all. And America is going to lose this war. America pushes Christianity. America pushes Jesus, not the Middle East. The Middle East is going to win this war. Now, the sign for Aquarius is a man pouring out a pitcher of water. Iran is soon to be pouring out a pitcher of water after they defeat this lying Christian nation. Watch. Watch. I'm telling you now, we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Right before your very eyes. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. We're moving into the age of Aquarius right now. I'm trying to find something here. Listen.
Very silly. Listen to this man.
And I put this in writing to the Pentagon in 2012 when I told this. Okay?
2012.
One thing she told me was, when you see Iran and Israel exchanging missiles, and I saw it, the way she tells me is a vision of, I see it like a living picture screen. I could see the rockets flying. Then all of a sudden, orbs appeared out of the ocean and everywhere.
This is crazy.
And I told the government, if this happens, the orbs are going to appear and wake people up and stop it. That's what she told me.
April 2026. Yeah. And okay, you've put yourself in it there, Chris.
It's okay.
It's going to be Chris Bledsoe says April 2026 is when it all happens.
But I can tell you this, when I told this to the government about 2026, I just repeated what she told me. They immediately put remote viewers on it. And all of a sudden, all the remote viewers are saying, oh my God, 2026, 2027, something is going to happen.
This man said when he told the government put remote viewers on her. Yeah, all right. Okay. I'm out.
I don't know if y'all understand what's going on. I don't know if y'all understand. I don't know if y'all understand. Sammy, I'm going to dedicate this one to you.
Who the real enemy is. And the sad part about it, most of us are playing right into their hands. Can you imagine a generation of black men who choose discipline over destruction, unity over ego, purpose over pain? That scares them, because once we put that energy together, we don't just change our lives, we change the whole world. So you got to ask yourself, are you going to keep...
That's the type of energy and time you got to be on, right? And y'all over here talking about this military campaign, and I told y'all that they should have mind their business, and they're sending their babies over there.
Everyone told me this would make me stronger, but nobody told me how lonely it would be out here. I'm tired of pretending I'm okay when I'm not. Everyone told me this.
Black people, stay out of their military. This ain't our fight. This ain't our fight. They all MAGA since 1776. Hoorah. Let them go over there and save little Debbie. Let them help little Debbie. Let them help little Debbie. That's all I'm saying. Let them help little Debbie. Let them help little Debbie.
Man, look at this. Look at this. Actively black. Says it right here on the sleeve, too. Actively black. Man, what are you mad about now? I'm familiar with Actively Black. It's a black-owned sports brand, activewear. Yeah, but this shit don't piss you off. Why would it piss me off? What if we had Actively White gear? We've had it. Man, what? Look, never mind. What's the point of your little tirade here? My point is, I'm so sick and tired of black. This is Black History Month. Why don't we have a White History Month? I agree with you. Wait, what? I agree. Let's have a White History Month. In fact, let's start right now. Okay. We'll call it the overview. All right. Okay, in order to talk about white history, we need to go back to where the white race began, 1676. You see, prior to this, white had been used as a descriptor of people, but never had been an official race. But after we colonized America and stole land from the indigenous people, the Europeans here had a problem. The poor people kept having rebellions against the rich people. So what they decided was to create the white race. This was a way to convince people that you were part of something bigger than yourself, and that the rich people weren't your enemy, but those other people were. Now, who was allowed to be white? That changed over the years. You see, for the next century and a half, chattel slavery was based primarily around race, and it started from the transatlantic slave trade. And throughout the 17th and 18th century, even into the 19th century, certain people that came over that we identify as white now were not identified as white then. For example, the Italians or the Irish initially were not considered white, but because white is a completely made-up race, they later decided Italian and Irish people are white. This idea is called white supremacy, where we create this mythology of a race that's superior than others. other races. Like, hey, poor white man, you might not be rich, but at least you're not an enslaved black man. In 1860, the idea of abolishing slavery was becoming more popular, and white people didn't like that. Abraham Lincoln, who was an abolitionist himself, became president, and the southern states here in America seceded from the Union. You've heard the story. It's called the Civil War. Now, after the Civil War ended in 1865, white people didn't just give up their white supremacy. No, they then began a series of things called Jim Crow laws. These laws were intended to target black people. Black people were found to be criminals for anything, and they held public lynchings during the Jim Crow period. That continued until 1954, when the Supreme Court ruled in Brown versus Board of Education desegregated schooling. Of course, white people were not happy about that. There's lots of videos and photographs of it. And then in 1964, the Civil Rights Act was passed, which was supposed to provide equality across the races. Of course, white people were pissed about that. Now wait a goddamn minute. You're only talking about the bad things that white people did. What about the good things? Now slow down there, Cletus. I haven't talked about all the bad things yet. This is just the overview. We haven't even got to gentrification, redlining, legacy admissions, the war on drugs, the FBI infiltration of black liberation movements. The white race has a very long history of oppressing and marginalizing black and brown people. This is just the overview. Like all the inventions and things that we did. You're right, white people have invented things, but do you know how many inventions white people stole from black people? Pop quiz, who's the king of rock and roll? Elvis Presley, baby! He stole his entire style, music and dance, from black musicians who were not allowed to play publicly, and so he was the white face on their black music, their black style, and he's the one you remember. Same thing happened with invention. Yeah, when you brought up the Civil War, white people fought to free black people in the Civil War. Wrong. This is a talking point that was started by the United Daughters of the Confederacy in the early 20th century, that white people fought to free black people in the Civil War. But the problem is you cannot simultaneously be the cure and the disease. You've heard of Harriet Tubman? Yeah, of course I have. Why do you think Harriet Tubman led the Underground Railroad and not a white person? Because black people were continuously and always fighting for their own freedom and to get out of their own oppression. And along the way, some white people might have helped, but black liberation has always been led by black people. And the North didn't fight to free the slaves. The South seceded from the North and then attacked the North. The North just fought back. That was just self-defense. So basically what you're saying is I should just be ashamed to be white because we ain't never done anything and we ain't worth a shit. What you're feeling is a natural reaction to your entire worldview being challenged. White fragility and white rage is very well documented, but I don't want to get into that in just the overview. The main thing I want you to take away from today's class is that white race was created for white supremacy, for colonization. Its entire purpose was to make this fake majority so they could rule over an entire other class of people and exploit them for their labor. So if that's how the white race began, and that's how the white race has continued to be used for the last 200 plus years, then I'm not telling you there's no good thing that white people haven't done. That's just you trying to avoid the accountability of what our ancestors truly did, because actual white history isn't taught in school. But thanks to what you and I have started today, maybe we can get the truth out there. Oh, hell no, goddammit. I wasn't meaning this shit. I want no part of this. What's wrong, Cletus?
He said we can get real white history core right now. Tell everybody what white people really do. He's like, oh, hell no, I want no parts of that. Oh, man. Come on, man. It's everywhere. I keep saying the gig is up. And again, black people still aren't racist. We still aren't racist. That's what I'm saying. We still not racist. But they are. They are.
What happened to us is horrible. And I'll tell you why. Even though your history is completely made the fuck up, you still got it. I got real history. I got real pyramids. I got real pharaohs. I got real ancestors that I don't even know about because it's still being hidden from me today. Why? Because the creators of the school curriculum in this country are Jews. And they lying to me about who I am. And that's a fact. That the McGraw school curriculum, Robert Maxwell has ownership in that.
Wait, Sammy. Don't pray that bush over me, homie. Don't do that. Now you're disrespecting me. If you know I don't move that way, don't put your spells on me, homie. Keep that shit to yourself. Good night, Sammy.
And so my thing is, you guys are able to obtain your history, whether we agree with it or not. Ours is still being hidden from us to this very day. So the Holocaust is relevant, but it must take a back seat. And since we're talking about the Holocaust, I have to just say this honestly. I'm not gonna say I don't care. Black people have been murdered and genocided 50,000 times worse than what happened to y'all. Arabs killed 40 million Africans, and that was just during the Arab slave trade. Caucasians have killed over 100 million Indians alone. So Arabs killed 40 million Africans. Arabs educated Caucasians how to do it. Caucasians, aka Spaniards, which are white people who speak Spanish because Spanish was created in Italy, came and then they killed 20 million Africans. And then the Dutch.
So if the Spanish was created in Italy and Spaniards speak Spanish, why do Mexicans speak Spanish? Who are Mexicans? White people that speak Spanish, that speak Spaniard. See, did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get that? I told y'all in that live this morning, America is messed up. This is a whack, excuse me, this is a whack job that they've done on everybody. They have people of a Siberian descent thinking that they're Native American in America. They got indigenous black people in America thinking that we're African American. And they got everybody else in America thinking that their European ass is just American. Y'all don't see the problem here? Y'all don't see the problem here? Boy, they have done an act. They have done an act. Man, if y'all slow down and actually think about this stuff, man, it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? It's not rocket science.
40 million. And then the British came and they killed 30 million. Then the British came back in the 1900s underneath Leopold and killed 14 million Africans in the early 1900s. Then Mussolini with Hitler came behind him and killed 40 million. And then when the Pilgrims...
And these white people love Mussolini. These racists love Mussolini. Honestly. They praise Mussolini, boy.
Came over here, the Dutch, the French, and the Spaniards was already over here murdering people. But then the European Pilgrims came and they killed 100 million just off zoonotic diseases and bad hygiene. So if we were to add up the body count of black people in comparison with the Holocaust, I don't honestly want to hear that shit. You got more black people in jail today that can compete with the amount of Jews that died during the Holocaust. And I'm not saying that the Holocaust was good. Y'all trying to use the Holocaust the same way that the LGBTQ is trying to use gay rights. Yes, you have a plight, but you got to respect rank and file. The Holocaust is not the number one historical horrible event. It's like number 2 or 3. Black heterosexual men get justice. I don't want to hear shit about the Holocaust. Now, when we get justice, then
I'm glad to know you feel that way. I'm glad to know you feel that way. I love it when y'all identify yourself. I know he ain't got to explain. He out of here.
give you justice. But here's the thing. How did y'all skip the line? Not only did you get justice, you get a minimum of $3 billion from this country every year. We giving y'all $10.5 million a day to help y'all set up a land that y'all not even from. And we are from this land. We are from America. We was here first all around the world, and we don't get shit. And so I don't really want to hear nothing about the Holocaust. But this shit must stop.
Facts, man. People are woke. People are woke. Fair use, educational, and commentary purposes, YouTube. You know what I mean? In no way, shape, or form am I trying to down talk a certain group of people or nothing like that, YouTube. You know, that's not it. Let me give my disclaimer. But yeah, man, this is the stuff that we have to be aware of. And this right here, for everyone who supports what's going on in Iran,
To all
all my American brothers and sisters, I got some bad news. We lost this war day one. We already lost. America and Israel's already lost. Israel has gone underground. They have gone underground. They're being bombarded.
Y'all got to start looking at this American news, man. Y'all better start looking at China news, Japan news, Iranian news, you know what I mean? Iraqi news. Yeah, because we already know that they lied to us over here. They going to do everything in their power to make it look like they just a bomb. You know what I'm saying? I love Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? I love Pharaoh, man. I love Pharaoh. He go hard.
They're being flattened. Netanyahu has left his own country. He left his own people there to fend for themselves in them bomb shelters that are being overwhelmed with sewage. I've seen the videos of that. Ugh. So that's happening. Iran has the world's most advanced weapons. The world has never seen this before. And they are taking our military by surprise every single day. Wherever the military is going, what? That? How? Where? How'd they get that weapon? So we already lost. And here's the main reason why we lost. We took out their supreme leader, their supreme religious leader, who is equivalent to what the Pope is to Christianity. So we did that, right? And then we took out over 165 young schoolgirls, elementary school girls, children in their country as well. And then we expect for them to take it easy on us. We expect for them to just, just let it go, buddy, because we're better than them. These people warned us back in June.
Not to mention that when the U.S. started that campaign, they were like on the second day of Ramadan, and that was disrespectful. And like she said, that guy was the equivalent to the Pope. So had someone done it to the Pope, they'd be in an uproar. So that's very disrespectful.
In July, that if we did this again, that they had stockpiles of weapons that the world has never seen ever, has never seen weapons this advanced, right? And they said, don't do it. And then so we poked the bear again, and they say, okay. But we didn't just poke the bear. We took out their supreme leader. I want Christians to imagine what it would be like if they took out our Pope. If they took not our Pope, because it's not your Pope. If they took out your Pope, your religious leader, what would you do? If they came over here and targeted an elementary school full of young girls, let's say they were young girls in a Catholic school here in the United States. If they had done that, what would America do? How would America respond? How would America feel? Oh, I'll tell you. I can tell you, but Iran's going to show you. Iran's going to show us all what they've been holding back all these years. Their restraint from pulling out these very advanced weapons. I swear, I was sitting there watching that, and I said, is this a sci-fi movie? Is this AI? No, it's not AI. It's real. And they told us they had it. They told us they had it. Trump knew. He did, but he didn't believe. They told him. And now they're doing what everybody thought couldn't be done. They're taking out Israel. Nobody thought it could be done. It's an iron dome. So if nobody thought that this could be done, and it's being done, and not only is it being done, it's being done in a way that we have never seen. I'm sorry. I think it's time to take them seriously, Americans. Over here still going, yeah, we're doing the right thing in Iran. How about this? How about we stay the hell out of other people's politics, other people's religions, other people's way of life? Who are we to go over to Iran and say, we're going to free these people? They deserve more freedom. Who are we to do that whenever we won't even do it in our own country? We won't even be free here, but we want to go to Iran just like we went to Iraq and Afghanistan, and we want to free them. What happened to Iraq and Afghanistan? Are they free? Or did they take their shit back? Just like Iran is finna take back the entire Middle East. We finna look, American soldiers, y'all finna get sent back with your tail between your legs over here, thinking that you're over here fighting a holy war. No, you're not. You're fighting for something that is not holy. Iran has had many chances to do what they're doing right now, and they didn't do it. And now we have poked the bear to the point where it's out of hibernation. It is springtime. This bear is going to go for a long time. So Americans, prepare for a long war. Iran told us to, and they mean it. So guess what? Y'all can keep listening to that news. Y'all can keep listening to that president. Y'all can keep doing this. Y'all can keep defending this. But I'm telling you, all eyes on us for defending this. And we are watching you. All of you defending this. All of you out here saying, yeah, America, yeah. All of y'all, we watching you because we gonna blame you for every bit of blood being spilled. It's all your fault. Every bit of blood that's being spilled, every innocent life that is lost, all of the things that are going to happen because of this president that you voted for, all of that, we gonna hold your feet to the fire on it. Keep defending it. We love it, okay? So, I pray, no matter what, that no children are harmed. That's my number one thing. No children are harmed, but I understand that this can should have never been open. So whoever is harmed, it's on you, MAGA people. I hope you're happy. Many black.
So it looks.
It's crazy.
It looks like Donald Trump forgot to tell the American people this. Check this out.
The Supreme Leader has issued his first message since the start of the war. An Associated Press translation shows the written message says the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed and calls for Iran's Gulf neighbors to shut down U.S. bases. Meanwhile, Iranian forces attacked at least 2 oil tankers in the Persian Gulf overnight and destroyed a massive oil facility at Oman's biggest port. Now, gas prices are rising for the 12th straight day as governments rush to prevent a global crisis.
So I thought the Strait of Hormuz was open. He never mentioned they closed it, nor did he mention they blew some shit up. I was wondering when I went to the gas station this morning why the gas went up an extra 30 cents. Meanwhile, the oil that he got from Venezuela, we don't even use that type of oil. You know how much shit they gonna have to do to that oil to get it to how we really need it? Meanwhile, the prices of the gas is about to sky fucking rocket. I didn't ask for this shit. You didn't ask for this. So it looks like Donald Trump forgot to tell the American people this.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Supreme Leader has
I mean, they're already saying, getting non-perishable goods, just stack up. Stack up. They're saying that this is gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be bad. It's going to be bad. They're already saying stuff like that.
Listen. Iran just released a statement. And in that statement, they said they will win this war. They said that their missiles are very cheap compared to how expensive the U.S. missiles are. And that they have not even used even a quarter of their missiles. That they have underground military facilities.
I'm gonna drop the phone, y'all.
They haven't even opened yet. They said they're tired of the Epstein class, and before it is all said and done, the Epstein class will be no more. And that they are not willing to negotiate with America. They have also stated that they have eliminated more than 500.
Let me show you how to think outside the box. Chris Sims. Whether we use oil from Iran or not, China imports 80% of their oil from Iran. Monopoly, homie. Who would China have? If we conquer Iran, and we won't, and I hope we don't, and I know we won't, but let's just say it happens. If the U.S. conquers Iran and seizes that oil, now who does China have to go through to purchase that oil? Y'all have to learn how to think outside the box. Y'all have to learn how to think outside the box.
American terrorists, because that is what they're calling us, or the soldiers, American terrorists. The U.S. is saying only 5 lives have been lost. I don't believe nothing America's saying. I'm going with them and saying it's been over 500. And if you still believe them people in government, you crazy. These the same people who went to war without congressional approval. This is also the same Congress that voted to stay at war. You better keep your head on the swivel. I'm not saying stop living life. I'm not saying the world coming to an end, but things will look different. Keep your nervous system intact. Take a deep breath. The good news is they not after us. They after the Epstein class.
Y'all want to take a guess who the Epstein class is? Or do we already primarily know? She said they're not after us. They're after the Epstein class. Enough said?
I agree with them on that. Anyway, that's the news I got for now. I got a lot of news. All right.
Iran has been targeting U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf, and those assets could be anything that's linked to the United States. The United States is bombing hospitals. The United States is bombing schools. The United States is bombing Iranian national radio and television alongside the Israeli regime. So U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf.
Yeah, the clock is ticking. Lady 50 sitting back in the cut with these excellent memes, as she always do. La, yeah, the clock is ticking. The clock is definitely ticking.
But assets that belong to the states in the Persian Gulf region, they have not been touched by the Iranians. However, if they host U.S. forces, because many of the soldiers have left their bases and been taken to hotels, the Iranians will target them. So at the end of the day, if they want this problem to end, they have to expel soldiers of the Epstein regime.
Could a new leader, do you think, negotiate with Trump and agree to his terms?
No. Iran is not interested in negotiating with Trump or the U.S. regime. Iran is going to punish the United States, and we are in the process of doing it. This regime in Washington has tried to cross a bridge that's a bridge too far, and they're messing with the wrong country. We're not Venezuela, we're not Iraq, we're not Libya, we're not Afghanistan, and we're not Syria. This is the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we will make sure that the United States regrets the aggression against the Iranian people and the slaughter of children and the slaughter of innocent civilians and the murder of the leader. These are crimes against humanity, and the United States and its allies have imposed the law of the jungle upon the world, and they will come to regret it.
But Iran is not a military superpower either, and we are seeing the vast majority of drones and missiles being shot down by air defenses. I mean, you know, surely Iran cannot win a military war and therefore has to go for some other kind of strategy in coming to a settlement.
Iran will defeat the United States. Time will tell. And our drones that are being fired are very old drones. Our missiles that are being fired are very old missiles. They're very inexpensive. And Americans are using up very expensive air defense systems. The Iranians know exactly what they're doing. We haven't even begun using our latest technology, And most of Iran's underground bases have not even been used yet. They have not even been opened up for operation. Iran has been planning for this day ever since the invasion of Iraq. They knew that at some point the Epstein regime will go after Iranians, and therefore they've been preparing themselves for many years. We are fighting for our homeland and our sovereignty and our independence, and our crime is that we oppose the genocide that the British regime and the American regime and Western regimes have been supporting. And we are on the right side of history, and the United States is the aggressor, and we will punish the aggressor and make it regret its crimes against
Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen.
What percentage of Iran's missile stocks remain?
The vast majority.
Because after last year's war, it was estimated that Iran had used up around 40% of its missiles. Are you saying that was replenished in the last few months?
Those numbers were always fake. Those numbers are provided by the Israeli regime to the media in order to convince foolish Americans that war against Iran is simple. This war was supposed to end in a day or two. The 12-day war was supposed to bring Iran down like a house of cards. That failed.
And that's how you know we're not going to win this war. It's not all... That's how you know that we're not going to come out on the winning side of this military campaign. Okay, I got to watch how I speak. I'll lose my monetization. As powerful as the U.S. is, all this Donald Trump done said, he destroyed this, wiped that out, blah, blah, blah. They don't stand a chance for a powerful military. Why are we still battling Iran? Why have we made 2 calls for ceasefire? If it was only supposed to last no more than 4 days, and he said that, look now, how long has it been?
The United States will have to pay the price. And if the United States escalates, that will mean that the most sensitive region in the world, the Persian Gulf, where a quarter of the world's energy comes from, everything could be destroyed. And if that happens...
Listen to what he's finna say, y'all. Listen to what he's finna say. This is why they won't bother to attack America. They're strategic. They're strategic. Watch this.
It doesn't even matter if the Strait of Hormuz is open or closed, because there will be no oil or gas, and there will be no tankers. For Iran, this is a fight for survival. For the United States, this is a war of choice. A choice that has been imposed upon the American people by the Epstein class. We will expel the United States from our homeland, and we'll make sure that the United States never again thinks about aggression against our country. And we will not allow the Israeli regime to behave with impunity and to continue genocide against the Palestinian people.
Isn't the truth, though, that a lot of Iranian people...
I
live fully confident, knowing my...
Notice how confident they are? I guess we needed more people to sacrifice their life. Do you notice how confident these people are? Does anyone hear their confidence? See, I told you America need to learn how to mind their business. America need to learn how to mind their business. Y'all over there doing this to children, innocent civilians. I never understood the nature of war. You can sit at the table and talk and write out legislature like the world leaders you are. But no, we gonna get angry and we just gonna cost our taxpayers and our countries trillions of dollars, and we're gonna unalive innocent people who ain't even got the power to write legislature, who don't have the power to negotiate, who really simply ain't got nothing to do with nothing y'all have going on. We're just part of your simulation. We're part of your matrix. It's not good. This karma right here, doing this to them on like the second day of Ramadan, taking out their highest religious leader, which is like they said, equivalent to someone taking out their pope, and what they've done to those children. This would not go lightly for the U.S. If there is a God, you're about to figure out which God is the strongest between the God of Iran and the fake God of America. You are about to find out. Y'all waiting on Jesus, right? Because some of us might be going to see him real soon. Some of y'all. I'm going to be right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be right here on this same sofa. I'm going to be live streaming all the missiles. That's like, I'm protected. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. See, but this is what happens, though. This is what happens. We need to start telling the truth about stuff. We need to start telling the truth about stuff. And all these people keep doing is freaking lying. All they keep doing is lying. God, dog it, where's the accountability, man? You won't own up to Crystal. You won't tell the truth about what's going on. And you sending all these young people over here to put their lives on the line for your silly narcissistic agenda. Something that had nothing to do with you. Oh, y'all thought I was done? Y'all thought I was done? I ain't done. I'm finna get ready to finish up, but I ain't done. I ain't done. I got something else for you.
Donald Trump just came out and stated that the American soil is for the American people, full-blooded Indians. Okay, so we already know the Native Americans isn't full-blooded. We already know that the white Europeans or the Europeans is not full-blooded. The United States said in the ICJ, International Court of Justice, that they only brought 6,500 people from Africa here. Already correcting the records, right? The United States is going to correct everybody's identity. This is why I be trying to tell y'all, stop paying people to correct your identity. Because when the United States correct your identity, they're going to correct your identity and they're going to give you a patent to the land that your ancestors used to own. So you got a right to reclaim that land, right? They're going to give you documents and they're going to correct your identity, and they're going to show you what land mass your indigenous tribe own. And they tell you just because you file papers with the federal government, that doesn't authenticate your indigenous status. And you don't even have to go through that to authenticate your indigenous status because the federal government or the United.
He was referring to things like the $5 Indian Act, the Homestead Act.
The States government had no jurisdiction to pretend to be a government in the first place. So if you go back to World War I and World War II, the United States tricked the black men to go help them fight World War I and World War II, right? And you know what happened then? While we was over there, or while our ancestors, our men, were over there fighting for the United States brought 7 countries here to attack the women and kids. And they had their way with them. They had their way with all these women and kids, right? They had their way with them. They did their number to them. And that's how we got in this situation. And when the dumbass niggas or the dumbass indigenous folks that agreed to go help them, when they came back here, all their land and everything was destroyed. Their family was destroyed, everything. So if you don't learn your history, you're going to fucking repeat it. That's why they mad. Matter of fact, the whole world's mad. We ain't tripping. We just coming back to get what's ours. All these government agencies have been served on this land. Every last one of them. So Trump is going to do martial law, and the military is going to come in and start picking up these judges. And we correcting this shit, man. We correcting this shit because white people came here to pick cotton. They came here to work for the United States, to pay the United States bills so the United States could pay the indigenous people to be on this land, right? The United States itself is supposed to have been paying $1 million a month to the indigenous people to be here on this land, paying $1 million a month to the indigenous people to be here on this list. I'm also going to show you the birth certificate is not a valid document. The birth certificate is a fraudulent document because you cannot put a fake identity on an authentic document, which means you can't put blacks, Negroes, colors on a document when you're dealing with real people. If that birth certificate is real, then they're supposed to put indigenous on that birth certificate. Because that's who we are, right? And also, the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Like I tell people, who wrote the Constitution? We wrote the Constitution. The 14th Amendment is for them. They came over here as slaves to pick cotton. I got the fucking videos. That affects the white people because they think because their ancestors came here legally that they have the rights to stay here. No, you don't. You're still illegal. You're a fucking squatter. You're a fucking land squatter. Now, the 14th Amendment is very clear. It says people of slave, but they tricking y'all. They're using the word slave, and when y'all think slave, y'all think us. No, we was already here. We were prisoners of war. They came here to pick cotton. So the 14th Amendment is for them. And then I want you to look in the videos, right? Because white people say they brought civilization here. I want you to pay attention to the videos, how the towns and stuff is already set up. There's power line running. See, we always had power.
In 2007, the United...
Something to think about, y'all. Something to think about. That is something to think about. Come on, family. That's something to think about. I know we can get those likes up. I know we can get those likes up. All right, I'm ready to read some comments. I am ready to read some comments. I am ready to read some comments. Or I could just read some more truth.
I see a lot of videos now where judges are crying, talking about they're being sued by indigenous people. You should be sued by indigenous people. I don't get you white motherfuckers. Y'all like to come on here, do fucked up shit, and then try to play the victim, right? So y'all came on our land, illegally changed our titles or our nationality from indigenous to blacks, Negroes, and colored. Legally changed our titles or our nationality from indigenous to blacks, Negroes, and coloreds. And now y'all mad because we suing y'all. The United States is a federal corporation from Great Britain. Look up 28 USC 3002. So what give the United States jurisdiction to make laws for you to live by? The Supreme Court ruled in People versus California. No corporation can make laws for you to live by. Y'all came here, committed all this fraud. Now, if you go on the indigenous census, like the 1830s, and chase your grandparents back and pull up obituaries and stuff, and birth certificate, you will see your grandparents is indigenous. And they know that. What they mad about is they can't govern us. They know they're not supposed to govern us. The Indigenous Act of 1924 clearly stated that indigenous people are not subject to license, registration, and plates when traveling on their land. So where these motherfuckers get...
I ain't gonna lie, these donuts good as hell, y'all. I'm tearing these donuts up. Let's go. Oh, yeah, it's a lot to dive deep on. Let's get those lights up, ladies and gentlemen. We've been falling short of those 100 likes, you know. We set goals for these lives. Come on, y'all.
That we need a license to drive on our own land. We are the indigenous ones. And you violated our peace treaty rights, you violated our constitution under the Magna Carta, and you violated all our laws. You should be sued under misclassification, defamation of character, and violations of indigenous rights. And it doesn't matter if these judges are black or not. You sued them. So what are you? You're not black. You're not Negro. You're not African American. The planet that Africans or so-called Africans live on is not even called Africa. You don't never hear those people over there call themselves Africans. It's a new day, man. Like I said, keep the pressure on these fucking fake-ass judges. Sue these motherfuckers because they committed fraud, and they're part of this fraud Ponzi scheme. Everything they're doing here is fraud. The whole system is fraud. The whole Jew system is fraud because they changed your identity. Had they not changed your identity, they couldn't govern you, and the United States is supposed to be paying you to be here. They got you buying your own land back. Huh? Buying your own motherfucking land back and paying bills on your land because they committed fraud against you and illegally changed your fucking identity. Okay, here we go, man. Y'all know what time it is, right? You see the logo? You see the logo? Okay, so I was waiting to do this job, and I was strolling through TikTok, going through a lot of people live and shit like that. And a lot of these people that do these lives is dumb as fuck. They're dumb as fuck. Like, this one dude was trying to explain to people, especially the indigenous people, how we are under United States jurisdiction. Let me ask you this one question. If we are under United States jurisdiction, why are they trying so hard to hide our identity or to not recognize us as the indigenous people? Because they know we own the land and we have the right to tell them to leave. Keep pushing them pins. We are the indigenous people. I found the most important case law where the court got together, all the courts, and told them do not recognize the black people as indigenous people. That's why when y'all go to these courthouses, they're trying to deny you're indigenous, because if you're indigenous, you're sovereignty. That means that they can't make you pay for anything on this land. You got to get these documents called, one is called UNDRIP and one is called Public Law 90-284. But I'm going to post a video from my homeboy Gaddy, and he's going to show you. The court tell them, do not recognize the black people as indigenous people. This is misclassification. This is fraud. This is defamation of character. So when these judges call you anything other than indigenous, you need to sue these court for defamation of character. Now, I see all these judges crying how they got liens on their property. Huh? I see judges now, it was on the news. When it makes the news, you know it's a motherfucking problem. These judges are, I'm being sued for doing my job. Your job is to get the fuck out of here, right? Because we are the indigenous people. You're not being sued for doing your job. You're being sued for fraud upon the real indigenous people. Tell the goddamn truth for once, white man. Tell the goddamn truth. Y'all came over here with this fake bullshit. Never thought that we would wake up. It's there to fuck you up. Y'all gotta get rid of them voters cards. Y'all gotta stay out these voting polls. You cannot go up in here and talk about you a fucking indigenous person with a fucking United States voters card. You gotta make your motherfucking mind up. It's either one or the other, bruh. 2025, we gotta keep the pressure on these motherfuckers. We are the real indigenous people of this land. We own the land. Because we are walking on our own land. Stop letting these people tell y'all all that other bullshit. We here. Stay focused. We're going to continue to sue these judges.
New York City,
I told y'all.
DC, Los Angeles,
I told y'all.
Chicago.
I told y'all there was already movements. I told y'all there were already lawsuits in play. That's why these people are so angry. That's why the racism is running rampant among them. They know. They knew from social media. They knew from watching our social media content. They know we know. They've already put the FBA movement on the news, then removed it the same day. They know. They are aware. They are in fear. The last thing they wanted to see was foundational black Americans unifying, figuring things out, doing the research. I always tell y'all, the lies should have quit when the internet hit. They did not think that plan through. They didn't think that plan through. What they thought was going to be sitting there looking up sports all day? Huh? They thought it was going to be sitting there on TikTok looking at women, you know what I'm saying, twerk all day? That's what they thought? That's what they thought? No, man. That was an opportunity to dive in and learn the truth. Y'all always say black people don't like to read, right? There's an opportunity to come in and learn the truth. You know what I mean? Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those lights up. I understand this is an uncomfortable conversation, but it's a conversation all of us should be having. And it's so nice to be having this conversation and not dealing with the racist demographic of that community, y'all. It's nice. No interruptions. No moderators really had to kick nobody out of here tonight, y'all. I'm starting to love these settings. I'm diving deep into this YouTube trend, this craft, y'all. And I'm here. I'm only going to bring you the truth. I'm only going to bring you empowerment. I'm not going to have you in here inside of my live stream at the end of the day depending on some white man to come save you when you are made in the likeness and the image of the God you believe in. You know what I mean? And you have that God and that empowerment inside of you to get up and save yourself, to make the change for yourself. Realize we can save ourselves by simply unifying and continue to put the truth out there and building on top of it. Building on top of it. We're not at faith without works is dead. Damn that. You know what I'm saying? This movement without works is dead. Huh? Foundational black Americans. The whole movement without works is dead. All of the research is in vain. If we don't come together and get something out of this, they know, y'all, it's in the court systems. Just like I told y'all, there's a reparations bill. It's called H.R. 40. It's called Bill H.R. 40. There's a reparation bill that they keep filibustering in the House right now. It's been there for years. And they're trying to divide that decision up to the power of the states, to the governor of the states. You can't do that. We got a DeSantis down here. He ain't going for that. We'll never get it. We'll never get it. I told you, when you mention reparations, these people show their true colors. But they also know the truth, and they know how good they have it, and they know why they have it so good. And it's not because of their blood and sweat and tears and sacrifice. It's not because of the stories they're telling. That's all whitewashed history. They control everything, but they don't control that internet. They don't control your research and ethics. They don't control your ability to learn outside the laws that they teach you and the lies that they teach you. We can learn the truth, and we should. The truth is powerful. The truth is powerful, and the truth changes things. Sometimes in order to get change, you have to make people uncomfortable. And we can do it without being racist. We can do it without being hateful. You know, we can just do it solemnly with the truth. Solemnly and solidly with the truth. And move on it, man. Get up and move every day like you know who the hell you are, man. Stop letting somebody who's an immigrant, who's a guest in your home, tell you who the hell you are. Stop letting them control you. Get up, get out, and get something. If you're tired of working for them, work for your damn self. Work for your damn self. I'm all right sitting home making these videos. You know why? I get paid to tell the truth. You would think that an attorney got paid to tell the truth. You would think that your lawmakers were getting paid to tell the truth. You would think that your president was getting paid to tell the truth. But nah, little old me on the internet is getting paid as a YouTube partner just to tell y'all the truth. And to get you to think outside of the box. Y'all gotta let this Christianity stuff go, man. Y'all gotta let this religious stuff go. We are spiritual people. Whether y'all like it or not, man, we dealt with voodoo, we dealt with roots, we dealt with hoodoo, we dealt with black magic, we dealt with all of that. That is us. That is us. And they know that because they saw it work during the French Revolutionary War. You know what I mean? They saw it work. They saw what those Haitians did to those Frenchmen. And a lot of that was black magic. They were losing their voices. Then they replaced this captain and this general with someone who had a voice, and now he done lost his voice. There's records of them getting out of these boats yelling charge, and then they couldn't feel their legs. Their legs came from under them. They couldn't walk. They couldn't do anything. How y'all think them Haitians really won? Huh? Dessalines and the crew, how do y'all think they really pulled that off, man? They stayed true to their roots. You know what I'm saying? Best employment is self-employment. You got it. You nailed it. We got to start staying true to our roots. Y'all are trained and conditioned to think irrationally. And what I mean by that is you're trained to think that some white man is in the sky taking notes of everything you do, and you're going to be punished after you die. Isn't death itself a punishment? It's a punishment for you not living while you were alive. Even in the Bible says, let the dead bury themselves. Let the dead bury the dead. Y'all are waiting to be buried? You think you're going to get a mansion and gold streets and all of that in some made up heaven? You're stacking all your chips on someone who ain't never experienced death, who's telling you what's after life? Make it make sense. I'm in the wrong line of business. Damn YouTube, I should have opened a church. I should have opened a church. I'm in the wrong line of business. Y'all go praise these pastors and worship these pastors and give these pastors your last. I can sit on here and tell you the truth, and I can't scrape pennies from you. But I'm damn sure running my light bill up. I damn sure keep my internet bill paid so I can continue to bring y'all the truth. Continue to bring y'all the truth. But you'll let a lying pastor with felons talk to you, and you'll let a lying pastor, a lying president with felons talk to you. I tell you, I got felons, but I'm talking righteous to you. I'm speaking self-empowerment to you. I'm speaking facts to you. I don't benefit from this. My benefit from this is seeing my people wake up and being a part of those who spread the truth and not walking among the dead, but walking amongst the living. You're not dead until you're dead. Don't let anyone get you excited to live after you die. Life has already passed you. You know, when that coroner pronounces you dead, life is already past. There is no more living. Live while you are here. Live like you know the truth. Live like this is your land. Live like they owe you something, because they truly do. They truly do. Stop all the self-hatred. Stop all the idolizing and worshiping of your own people, the animosity of your own people, the jealousy of your own people, the envy of your own people. Now is the time for that. And that's a learned and taught behavior through the William Lynch letter 1712 that they're also trying to say is a myth now, and we know it's not a myth. It's a learned and taught behavior. Divide and conquer. That alone was supposed to last at least 300 years, that William Lynch letter. If we don't give them anything to talk about, they have nothing to talk about. If we cut down on the black-on-black crime, if we start making investments, stop investing in their white-owned department stores, you know, their grocery stores, their hospitals, these little Arab or Indian stores that they set up in our community, if we actually invest our money into our own little black mom and pop stores, we see a change. If we stop voting, we see a change. If we stop signing up for their white military, we see a change. You see reparations on the table like that. We're busy delineating. What are we fighting to get out of it? What are we delineating for? What are we delineating to? What are we going to get out of it? We're already recognized. You know, the gig is up. We know who we are. They know it too. But what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? When does this actually become our mission, our purpose? When does this become our truth? And when does this become their reality? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. You know, I just might go live again. I'm well rested, you know, but I need to return some phone calls. I want to do some writing, some studying on some other stuff. So I want to allow myself some time, you know. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've enjoyed y'all. If you haven't up to this point, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, if you really want to support the platform, please hit that membership button. Please hit that membership button. Support me as I support you, and together we support the cause and we support the truth. Okay? Black people, don't return to racism. Don't return to racism. Have fun with it. Roast the hell out of the race trolls. But don't allow them to make you racist. Okay? We're not racist. We don't need that on us. We don't need that energy. We're better than that. You know what I'm saying? We can teach and learn and change just out of love and truths. And hopefully we can influence them to do the same thing. There's a reason that we're superior. There's a reason that the sun smiles and dances off of our skin, but does the opposite to them. Let's remain in those truths. Let's stand as the king and queens that we are, as the conquerors that we are, as the pharaohs that we are, or as the emperors and empresses that we are, y'all. They know our strength, but do we know our strength? They know our truths, but do we know our truths? And now that we know, what are we going to do with it? Are we just going to become dormant, stagnant? Or are we going to take this and continuously apply pressure? Apply pressure, y'all. No matter how much they cry, think about your ancestors and how much they cried. Did they have any stopping them when your ancestors cried? Have no stopping you. It is no longer turn the other cheek. It is eye for an eye. It is do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple. If they don't want to be accountable, we'll do this every day to teach them accountability. If they want to exercise racism against people every day, then we'll talk about their racist asses every day and expose more truths, which in turn leads to more education, more deprogramming and reprogramming for our community. So it's a plus plus. It's a win-win for us. It's a win-win. But we have to decide where we stand. Never stand with racism. Have fun, you know what I'm saying, with these race trolls. Read them their rights. I mean, have fun with them. Go at them. You see what I do to them. I get them with the truth. They think they get up under my skin. I get to them. But I do it with the truth. With the truth. And that's all it takes, y'all. The truth changes everything. Continue to learn the truth. Continue to grow. Continue to be inspired. Continue to be ambitious. Continue to be hungry for knowledge, y'all. And return back to your spirituality. Let the religion go, y'all. All right? That's the video. It'd be nice to at least get those 3 more likes. We could end with 80 likes. You know, it would be nice. Can 3 more people hit that like button for me? Y'all know what to do, man. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with the real, true, indigenous, spiritual Most High, y'all. He's right here. He's right here, y'all. The ability to choose right over wrong. The ability to save yourself. Self-empowerment. You know what I mean? That self-drive, that self-determination, that self-will, that freedom of choice. Yeah, it's right here. It's right here. It's not up there. It's right here. Your sun will be out within your next 8 hours. The real sun. With the real power to heal. That strengthens us, y'all. That strengthens us. Sunbathe in the soil. Sunbathe in that sun. Be one with the nature because we are nature. We are the culture, y'all. We are America's true indigenous. My copper-colored ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected. Stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut. Be inspired, be great, be you. And I'm going to be so petty and wait for that one little old light before I end this live stream. Y'all know I got to be petty. One more person, one more light. One more person. J-Dub, La, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Y'all know it's love. Y'all know it's love. King Fire, you know it's love. You know it's love. Y'all gonna make me wait for this one light, huh? Y'all gonna make me wait for this one light. Y'all gonna make me wait for this one light. That's how we gonna do it. That's how we gonna do it. Is that how we gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Raymond. It's love. That's unity. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Ashe.